Welcome back, Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo. Long time no see. I'm so happy to be with you in this reading today. Let's get started. Like I said, welcome back. I know it's been a long time. I got really sick last week, so I had to put all the readings on hold. But we're coming back and we're stronger than ever. I've also decided to change up the reading schedule, so your readings will come out every Tuesday, and then check back on Mondays it will be fire signs, Wednesdays it will be air signs, and Thursdays it will be water signs. So if you have any of those in your chart, just go and check out those videos too. And on Fridays I'll be having like a mixed bag. So it might be a live reading, it might be an unboxing, it might be a review, it might be an interview. We don't know. So we'll see. Surprises are afoot. If you're new here, please go down and click subscribe. You're so welcome. My readings are not date specific, so whenever you see this reading is when it's meant for you. And if you need a private reading with me, just go to lizzamorsky.com and I'll get you all sorted. So let's get into your reading. While I was blessing the cards, I heard that old song. I think it was sung by the Toys, but it was called A Lover's Concerto. And it was the one that was like, how gentle is the rain that falls soft upon the meadow. You know that one? So I feel like there's some love connection going on for you, or a missed love connection. There's also a Monkees song called Me and Magdalena. If you haven't heard it, go look it up. There might be a message there for you too. I'll be putting today's playlist up here. Sorry, I'm still a little rusty after being sick. I'm like just getting back on the bicycle. But you guys are here and you're with me, and I just accept that whatever happens, whatever shows up is what was supposed to happen for you and for me. So we welcome all of it. But your 3 Starman Tarot cards today are the Queen of Swords, 10 of Wands, and the Moon reversed. And as you know, usually I don't read cards in reverse, but I feel like this moon came out reversed for a reason for you. So we're going to get into it. The first thing I noticed when I pulled these 3 cards, or when they came out, was that there's a lot of feminine energy, which means that to me, like in this way, there's a lot of introspection, a lot of soul searching, and a lot of releasing, which is great. Yay! Let it go, let it go. So Queen of Swords, listen, I feel like the story that's coming through for me, for one of you or more of you, is that there's been a love situation where you could be either in the male or the female position in this relationship, but I do feel that for a long time you were just kind of letting things happen and not questioning them or putting up a fight or digging your heels in. You were just like, yes, dear, because it just felt like it wasn't worth the fight. It wasn't worth getting into it with the other person. But I do feel like Queen of Swords is coming in and she's like putting down her staff and her sword, and she's like, that's enough. That's enough now. She's drawing the line in the sand for you, for this relationship. And she's here in you, with you, and saying, you get to decide now. You get to write your book. You get to write the chapter. You get to decide how this ends. You don't have to just go along with it. And that is probably, with this 10 of Wands, that might bring up some things that you actually need to acknowledge and some things that you need to work through. But I just feel like you've been in the ring for 10 rounds and you're done. You're just like, I'm too tired for this now. We've got so much else going on now that like I can't spend another moment in this emotional energy where I'm just saying yes to you, where I'm just your emotional cheerleader. And I just feel like I'm like sighing. Like it's so like, okay, just be with that sigh for a moment and see what comes through for you. Like, what is your sigh? Is it a sigh of relief? Is it a sigh of exhaustion? That felt like a sigh of exhaustion to me, but I feel like you need to draw the line in the sand. You're reaching your limits, and in order for everyone to grow, like, don't see you saying something as like, oh, I'm just going to start something. Oh, I'm just going to bring something up and I'm going to start a fight. What if you looked at it as giving the other person the gift of growth? Maybe they're not aware because you've just always said yes. I'm not saying it's your fault. I'm not saying that, but I'm saying like you're at a crossroads now, and you can, if you are going to draw a line in the sand, you can either quietly walk away. That's one choice. Two is that you can just keep going on this road, but that feels like this 10 of Wands, like you're going to burn out. If you're not already burned out, you're going to burn out fast. And then you're going to be no good to yourself either. Or three, you can use this as an opportunity for you to grow and to help the other person grow. And it's not in your control whether they actually grow or take the apple or not. But you have the opportunity to extend your hand and offer it. And what a compassionate, loving thing to do. Not to demand that someone else grow, not to demand that they like, you better grow up and you better show up and you better and you've got to stop doing this. But instead offering this gift from a place of compassion and helping them to see through someone else's eyes, helping them to grow their empathy, helping them to grow their awareness of themselves, of others. Like, what a gift. And I think because that's what I'm being called to tell you through these cards, is that if you do it from that place, you can turn that sigh of exhaustion into the sigh of relief. If you do it from that place, everybody wins. If you're not outcome tied, outcome bound, like, well, if I do this, then this will happen. Like, no, if you just say like, I'll do this and offer this out, and the best possible outcome will happen, but you just have to be open to what that outcome is. And then with the moon reversed, this is again all about releasing. I feel that there has been, that this is a cycle that's been repeating for a while. I'm getting a strong number 3. So I don't know, it could be like 3 weeks, 3 months, 3 years, 3 days, 3 hours. I don't know. There's something with 3. Like there's been three cycles, or like you're spinning your wheels. And so I just feel like you're really being called by this moon to go with your gut and help release it. I'm going to pull you an Oracle of E card just to see if there's more clarity on what you should be releasing. Okay, let's see. The F word, and this is a 30. That's another 3 energy. So that just came out again, that 3. And I'll say like 3 energy. I usually say Google, because it's 3-3. So Google the angel number 33 if you feel called to do that. But also 3 is all about like collaboration and celebration. And so I feel like this is really about this 3 that just came out is about your, about the relationship, that like collaborate, view your relationship as a collaboration and not a war. Because I feel like for a while it's been a war, a battle. And so like if you now start just reframing it a little bit in your mind, this would require no other action on your part. This would require no other conversation with the other person. This is all in you. If you start framing the relationship as like, I'm collaborating with this person to build our best possible lives, to build your best possible lives together, to have your highest possible good, and we're collaborating to build that together, as opposed to like this kind of clash energy that I'm feeling. And the thing that you're supposed to release, it's the F word is what the card says. So I feel like there has been a lot of that contention, that fighting, like where you're just, F word could be fight, but there's been a lot of fighting, and like where 4-letter words are being thrown back and forth, and you're a bum, and or you know, just blame. There's been a lot of blame I'm feeling. And so I feel that this card is saying like you need to really frame this relationship if you want to give it a go, because it's also in your free will to walk away. And you know, if you want to give it a go, that it's going to take some collaboration, it's going to take a release of the F word. Oh my gosh. Okay, so I'm pulling you some cards for in a spread that are going to be what the recent past energy is, what the current energy is, what your challenge is, what your spirit guide message is, and what the potential outcome is. Oh, this is so beautiful. Okay, so your recent past from the Enchanted Map deck is number 46, coming apart. I can't make this up. I'm shuffling the cards. Like, I can't make this up. Number 46, coming apart. This is a 10 energy. It's the end of a cycle. So in the recent past, I feel like there's been like a decision made, either just internally or between the two of you in the love relationship. Like, this is not working. We can't do this anymore. We can't go on like this. And the saddest part of this is seeing the two girls at the top, and they're facing away, but they're both so sad. But because their backs are to each other, they're alone in their sadness. Imagine if they could just turn toward one another and embrace and be with each other in that sadness and be each other's support. Like, what a cycle of love would be started between them. I also noticed that one of them has her eyes covered by her hair, and the other one has her eyes closed, but they're uncovered. And so I feel like both of you have been kind of flying blind and going off of programming, like how you saw love relationships when you were a kid, how the society you've been molded in has taught you that love relationships should be. But it's as simple as moving the hair out of your eyes. It's as simple as opening your eyes to the truth and seeing what's the truth for you, because you get to decide what happens in your love relationships. You don't have to go along with this like he said, she said, texting, selfies, blah, blah, blah. Like, I'm just seeing a lot on the phone, like where it just gets blown out of proportion because you're not actually connecting face to face. You're connecting back to back. So that's the recent past. The current energy is number 35. That's an 8. That's so strong. There's such strength with you right now, such strong support with you right now. And the current energy is education. And I feel like what this is telling me right now, the energy coming off of it, is that your world has been turned upside down in the present energy, or it feels like it's just been turned upside down, and that things are disappearing and like you can't grasp things, but that you're really starting to become aware of the reality going on around you, the reality playing out within your relationship. Like, is this actually your relationship, or is this your parents' relationship, or is this an ex relationship that like your heart is trying to close, like it's trying to replay the old relationship, but have it have a better outcome? And when the other person isn't playing their part the way that it's supposed to be in the way that you view the relationship, then like it's a disaster, right? Because everybody has free will. So I feel like right now you're really in this strong energy of like really getting to know what you want, what's the reality of the situation, and making decisions from the heart, which is really beautiful. That's exactly what you what's for your highest good. I wanted to say what you should be doing, but I'm trying to get away from shoulds. So your challenge is number 49, talisman. And your challenge is, what the numerology of this is telling me is that your challenge is being afraid to lose the foundation you've built, losing family. But I feel like the foundation that this relationship has been on has actually been very rocky. This can also apply to like a career, a boss, a parent. Like I keep saying love because that's the strongest energy coming through. And if this isn't resonating at all, don't make it fit. But I do feel like these characters could also fit into like a boss employee relationship where you've just gone along and said, yes, sir, yes, sir, yes, sir. And now finally you're like, no, sir, this is not the best use of my time. This is not the best use of my talents. I can finally see what's really going on. You're never going to give me that promotion. You're never going to be the boss I need you to be, that I wanted you to be. And, so you have the choice to walk away, to confront, or to view this through compassionate eyes, and just be like, okay, where's he coming from? And what do I need to say? What do I need to do to better the situation for myself? Because it might not be as easy as walking away. I get it. But so in this, I feel like there's been a faulty foundation. What is... it's like your true nature is coming out. The challenge is to be able to show your true nature, to allow the the divinity in you to come out instead of being scared in the cage, instead of being scared and like, well, I can't say anything because it's my husband, or I can't say anything because it's my boss. And like, instead of letting the program keep you in a cage, your challenge is to actually let your true nature out. And I'm getting a lot of dragon energy off of this. I feel like there's a dragon inside of you that you know that's been sleeping, and you know it's in there, but you've been taught to view it as something that's bad because it's very powerful and it can be very overwhelming for people. And so I feel like you've been taught, like, don't let the dragon out. Just keep it down and just say yes and just nod your head and go along with it, but don't challenge because it's too much. And I think the challenge is that your dragon is starting to come out and that you are being challenged to be comfortable with that and to use it as a tool instead of something that you need to hide, which is really beautiful. The message from your spirit guides, number 7, be spirit, sweet results await. And I love bee. I love the bee. I love when it shows up in readings. I love the magic of bees. I love the nourishment of bees. I love all of it. So like when bee just came out, I think this is so sweet and so tender of your guides. Your spirit guides want you to know that, and what I'm seeing right now is like the honeycomb where all the bees are like crawling all over the honeycomb. And so I feel like your spirit guides are telling you, like, we're working together. We're going to make the sweetest thing. It's going to be so beautiful and nourishing. It's going to be honey dripping from your lips and your fingertips. But you're going to have to do the work. You're not alone though. And I noticed that in the background behind this bee, it also looks like the moon. So I feel like there's a lot of feminine energy, a lot of feminine energy. Actually, I'm noticing also that like in the coming apart, it's women, education card, it's women, talisman, it's women, bee spirit, all the worker bees that you see going around, they're all women. So it's just this like very feminine energy, and the moon keeps coming up. So I feel like really start connecting with Mother Earth, start connecting with Mother Moon, start connecting with, you know, whoever, Mother Mary. There's a lot of this like mother come in. Mother. And your potential outcome is number 14, ride the wave. And this is big change. The 5 is change, and the 5 is challenging. And so your outcome of all of this is that you're going to have that big revolution. And dolphins, to me, are very sexual creatures, and they're mates, and they have pleasure, and they have fun, and they move in groups. And like, there's just something really beautiful about thinking of a relationship in terms of dolphins, where it's like you belong together, you can play together. So I feel, and like these 2 dolphins in the image are kind of like jumping almost out of the wave, where it's like you're going to be able to ride the wave, but you're going to be able to also like jump out of it. But I feel, oh my gosh, my nose is so itchy. Who is that? But there's something here about like being able to play again with this other person, and that things are going to be totally changed, and that you're going to be a lot more like go with the flow, but in a different way. Instead of like going with the flow and saying like, yes, sir, okay, whatever you say, it's going to be another thing where it's like, you actually get to take it in, consider it, decide like what you want to do with it, and then flow with it. Allow the flow to come through you. But this to me is like very playful, very feminine again. So I really hope that you really start paying attention to your feminine side. And by that, I mean going inward and really seeing what your heart's desire is, listening into your soul when it's talking. And hang on for the ride. Big changes are coming, and they're all within your reach, and you can do this. And I feel like this is going to be, it's a big change, but you can absolutely do it. And this is the truth. I don't know why I just said that, but I felt like I had to say like, this is the truth. The truth is calling for you. And are you ready to answer it? Whew. Usually my readings are so much lighter, but like this Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo, like you guys have a lot going on right now, and I'm here for it. So I really hope you liked this reading. I hope it helped you in some way. If it did, please like, share, and subscribe. That really helps me, and it helps other people get to know this wisdom as well. And if you need anything, just reach out to me. I love to see your comments, so put your comments below, and I'll talk to you next time. Bye, Earth signs.